Sales leaders. I want to talk to you a little bit about forecasts today. I know, boring topic, but this is really important. One of the biggest complaints I get from CEOs or owners or executives is they can't believe the numbers. You give them a forecast, they're like, no, I don't think so. Some of them get their own little shadow systems going and everything else. And it hurts their confidence at you. It breaks down trust. Frankly, it gets people fired. My name is Gary Braun. I'm with Pivotal Advisors, and this isn't a sexy topic or anything, but it's a super important one. And I want to talk to you about how this can work well or not work well. So, forecasts are hugely important to the owner. They plan their business around it. They plan expenses around it. They manage their cash. Cash is king for every owner and CEO out there. I have to know when to buy inventory, when to spend, when to hold back, when to do all these things. And if I can't believe the forecast coming in or the timing on that money, I'm in a bad spot. And guess who gets blamed for that? You do as the sales leader. And we don't want that to happen. All kinds of frustrating. So there's three types of forecasting that I see. One is really common is it's not even really a forecast, it's a pipeline. I just run my report out of CRM or my spreadsheet or whatever, and I go, here's all the stuff we're working on, boss. That is about zero useful. I don't know what's real, what's not. I actually worked with one company. They were about a $6 million a year company, and every time he got the quarterly forecast, it said they were going to do $12 million that quarter. Obviously not going to happen. What's the CEO supposed to do with that? That is a useless forecast. It's not even really a forecast. It's just a pipeline. The next one I see is probably most common, and we call it the weighted forecast. That means is if it's at a later stage, it might have 80% probability. If it's at an earlier stage, it might have 10 or 20%. You do the math, you go, it's worth this much times the percentage. That's the weighting on that each one. And you add up all the weightings and there's your forecast. And don't like that one either. And here's the problem. If it's done by the reps all put their own percentages on it. You know, I might wait until the ink's almost dry and then move it up to 50% because I'm really pessimistic. Or I talked to somebody once and boy, they were excited and that's 90%. It's totally up to the rep and it's not accurate. Other people say, no, it's by stage. If it's in this stage, it's X percent and whatnot. Don't like that much either because not everything that gets to a proposal stage closes. And you better be locked in on your closing percentage. So I don't like that either. Some people just say, I'm going to just take the later stage forecast and everything in the later stages is what I'm going to put out there. They don't all close either. And a big problem with all of those forecasts is timing. When is it going to close? When are we going to get money? When are we going to invoice for that? And that's not seen on there quite often as well. So all three of those are not super useful for the owner or the CEO. So what's the answer? We have implemented a system with several of our clients where it's really segmenting your forecasts. And I want to put it into three buckets. Name them whatever you want. I'll call it the known category. The known category is locked in, rock solid. This is going to happen. It would be a miracle if this didn't happen. Let's put all of those into one bucket. Then I'm going to have the next one. We can call it upside. We can call it confident. We can call it whatever you want to call it. But the next bucket is really those ones that I'm not sure, I'm feeling pretty good about it. A good percentage of these are going to close. And that's the next bucket. The other bucket is other. It doesn't matter. I don't want to put any weighting on it. I don't want to put any probabilities on it. It doesn't matter. If one of those happens, okay, it happens and we'll deal with it. But if we just look at the known and the confident and put some filter as a sales leader on there to say, here's what I think is going to happen, and that's all we do, we get 90% plus accuracy on our forecasts. So how do you do that? Make an extra field in your CRM. Put those three categories. So yes, they'll put the close date, they'll put the stage, and they're going to put it in one of those buckets. If you're operating off a spreadsheet, make another column. Put one of those buckets in there so they have to put out a column. Either way, you can simplify your forecast and make it a lot more believable, and then you apply timing. It's not just a close date. When you close it, that doesn't mean the money came in. When is the revenue going to hit? When are we going to invoice for that? That's another field that you can start putting in there. I can promise you if you get more accurate on your forecasting, you start communicating it this way, you have rationale behind your forecast, you're going to build that trust with your CEO, with your owner, and they're going to have a lot more confidence and they're going to be able to plan the business more effectively. If you need help with this was pretty high level today. If you want to dig in and really get under the covers and start looking at what this would look like for your organization, I would love to talk to you. Go to our website at pivotaldvisors.com, contact us. If you liked this video and you want to see more like it, click like, click subscribe. We put these out very often, and you can follow all different types of sales leadership topics. Also follow us on all the social medias. We're out there. And I thank you for watching. My name is Gary Brown. I'm with Pivotal Advisors.